right, guys, so our first project in the Friday bags is going to be about community helpers. So I made you this awesome sheet that has some community helpers. I made it black and white so your kids can color it. Again, don't worry about coloring in the lines. Don't worry about any of that, you know, like cutesy, nice, neat stuff. I wanted to tell you something about crayons. A lot of kids are always worried when they break crayons. I personally love when kids break crayons because then that helps them have this, it's called a tripod grasp. So it's holding the crayon with your thumb and your two fingers. These fingers I say are your resting fingers, or resting fingers, and these are your workers. If they have the big crayons, it's easier to do this fist grasp, and we don't want that. We want your kids to develop this grasp like this. They can't, I mean, I guess they can a little bit hold the crayon like this, but it's way easier if they have the broken crayon to develop that grasp. Another thing kind of that parents are sometimes worried about is coloring pictures the right colors or the way that they're supposed to be colored. You can go both ways on that. You can color the firefighter red like it typically is. You can color the police uniform black or gray or blue like it typically is. But you know what? If your child wants to color the police uniform pink, I see nothing wrong with that. They won't think that a police officer's uniform is pink for the rest of their lives. But if they like pink at this moment when they're 3 and 4 years old, I think that is absolutely perfect. There are a lot of small areas on this sheet which I don't expect 3 and 4 year olds to stay in the lines. This is a lot of coloring for 3 and 4 year olds. You might want to help them color some of the pictures, color it together with them. They would really like that. That would be awesome. Then what you're going to do is cut out all of these pictures. I want to show you a really amazing trick for cutting out pictures like this. Cut first along one of the sides and cut the whole thing off. Cut around the outer edge. This one is tricky. You might need to help the kids with that. This one's kind of tricky for me. And then cut along the outer edge here. I'm doing it kind of fast. I'm not taking my time like I should. Then all you have to do is cut the rows and columns, and then you'll have everything all cut out. You don't have to kind of cut out along each of the separate lines. So what we're going to do is we are going to make a community helpers crown. So you're going to color the pictures and cut them all out. I started this first strip of paper. I picked purple because I don't know why I picked purple. I felt like it. This one will not fit around my head. So in order to measure another piece that's going to be the same width, I'm just going to put this on top of it. I'm going to make a mark on, actually I could draw a whole line. Well, and it's not perfect. You know what? If it's not perfect, it doesn't actually matter either. Again, awesome cutting practice. Your thumb is in the top small hole. Your fingers, again, probably your kids will have 2 fingers. I can't do it like that. Thumbs are always on top. Open and shut. Open and shut. Keep your thumbs up when you cut. Open and shut. Open and shut. All right, we got that. So now I'm going to glue these together. Sorry guys, this video is kind of long, but I want to show you kind of step by step how it's going to be. I'm going to put a lot of glue and overlap it so it doesn't come apart. And then you're going to measure your head. So I'm going to kind of put this here. I'm going to kind of measure it around here. I'm going to cut it off kind of right about here. Again, you can overlap it a little bit too, but I just don't want a totally big, huge flap. So let's see if I measured my head correctly. All right, perfect. We're going to hope that that's going to be good. Awesome. I can overlap it too a little bit so it fits my head. On here, we're going to write my community helpers. I wanted blue, but I guess I'm going to use green. Or you can write community helpers. I like to write, I think my community helpers would be better, just because they are the community helpers in your neighborhood. Community. You'll probably have to do this part. My community helpers. And what you're going to do is you're just going to glue your community helpers on the top of this. So a little glue here. I'm putting the glue on the crown and not here, so it doesn't kind of like flow over top of it and I don't glue my picture to the table. You know what? I didn't cut a lot of the pictures out. I'm not going to cut all of them out. Again, I don't want the video to be 15 minutes long. Put them wherever you want as far as whatever order. I would probably put them on top. If you put them on the bottom, it's going to go over your kid's forehead and that wouldn't be very fun for them. I'm going to put this in the middle of that line here. Whoops, we don't need that big chunk. Just to kind of cover up that line a little bit better. I'm just going to do one more. All right, then you are going to, again, measure your child's head and kind of hold it where you want the glue to be, or kind of hold it where the size that you want it. So I kind of want mine this size. Maybe I would take my ponytail out. Maybe I would keep it in. I don't know. It doesn't really matter about that. So I measured it to this size. This is where I want my paper to end because that's the right size. I'm just gonna put kind of a mark here because that's where I want this piece to end. So I'm gonna glue this whole piece up until that line that I made. And then I am going to glue here, make them meet back up. And then I have my community helpers crown. Put that on there, and then you can talk about in your with your siblings, with grandma, grandpa, talk about the people that help your neighborhood: police officers, garbage workers, firefighters, mail carriers. I put a whole bunch on here. If there are other people that you can think of, use this extra paper, draw, maybe write the name you might have to draw, or have your kids draw and then write the name. I think I have a mail carrier, a doctor, whoever else you can think of that is in your community. Maybe your parents. Maybe your parents are community helpers, and you know, if you clean up trash, maybe you're a community helper if you do something in your community. So that's all. Have fun with this one. Pretty simple one this week, and have fun with it.